Weird haul this week. I'm going to start off with what I was assuming was going to be my pick of the week last week, but it turned out it really wasn't. This is RoboCop Last Stand issue 8 of 8. This was a tying up of loose ends issue because it was written by Ed Brisson instead of Frank Miller and Stephen Grant, which I assume Stephen Grant was doing most of the writing because he was trying to make sense of Frank Miller's original idea, which he tried. But there was a lot of things that weren't wrapped up in issue 7 that are really poorly wrapped up in issue 8. I don't know what was up, but this Ed Brisson guy who was writing it just didn't do a good job. I mean, I'm sad to see this go on such a low note because it's been this crazy ride of a comic, but it was a little dialogue driven, which is fine. You can't have action for... You can't have dialogue for 3 issues and then just action for another fucking 5, 4. But anyway, it was just 3 out of 5, just middle of the road. It only gets a 3 out of 5 because Corkut Osteken did the art again, like he's been doing for the whole thing, so it consistently, art-wise, looked great. So yeah. No pick of the week last week then, I guess. Now we go on to the rest of this week, which is full of good. There was nothing bad that came out this week. And there wasn't even, aside from reading that, which came out last week, there was nothing mediocre out of the 4 I picked up. So this is going to be a difficult one. We're going to start off with Dark Horse's The Terminator Enemy of My Enemy, which I think is supposed to be a 12-issue mini. I think it's the same as Final Battle, which with Straczynski on it still doesn't make sense. Basically, there is no one. John Connor didn't send anyone to help fend off this Terminator, and we start to understand what's going on and why this doctor's getting hunted. She's actually coming up with. She was creating the skin that the Terminators will use. Spoilers. And then she came up with an antivirus to destroy it or something, and now this is what I'm assuming why the Terminator's hunting her. And yeah, it's quite good. Cliff hangs, but I think this should be a $3.50 book, not a $3.99. I don't get why all the Terminator ones are suddenly $3.99 instead of they're the same size, same quality as Tomb Raider. And that's $3.50. So why isn't this $3.50? Come on, Dark Horse, get that shit together. Next, we go on to DC with Supergirl 29, the Red Daughter of Krypton story arc, which will be continued this next week in Red Lanterns 29. Yeah. So basically, in this, Supergirl goes off the deep end. Oh, and this, I give it 4 out of 5. Quite good. Supergirl goes off is still going off the deep end, and her roommate friend is also Banshee. So they just duke it out through the whole issue. That's basically it. It's just an action-packed thing that I want from a super comic. No, not real lot of story except for she leaves the planet at the end, but hey. You know, we now have to tie it into Green Lanterns and Red Lanterns issues 28. So now we can move on with the story. I'm excited to pick up Red Lanterns 29. That gets a 4 out of 5 as well. So yeah, I hope Red Lanterns picks it up and it gets even better. Or it just stays the same good. Next we go to Marvel Comics with Miss Marvel. Now, Miss Marvel #1 was a $2.99 book, and this followed suit. I was baffled. But happy. I'm happy that I get one fucking Marvel book that's a $2.99 book, and it's an ongoing. So Kamala is just working through her superpowers. I always love this in Marvel does it best, in my opinion, with the superpowers, and they just don't get it, and it's just goofy and fun, and that's what this issue really is. And she's discovering that she saved someone, and she's discovering that she might just be a superhero with weird powers. Anyway, I give this a 4.5 out of 5. And next we go on to something that I knew right away would be the pick of the week. And this is Clockwork Angels, based off of the novel by Neil Peart, aka percussionist for Rush, and it's based off the album Clockwork Angels. Now, I had only listened to parts of Clockwork Angels, and I liked what I heard. So with that being said, I read these all on Wednesday except for Clockwork Angels. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be in the other a town with the Best Buy on Friday, so let's go. So I went there. I spent the last of my Best Buy gift card from Christmas on the album, and I drove home and listened to Clockwork Angels, and I've gone through almost the whole thing, and it's incredible. It's one of the best albums I've ever heard. That being said, this is a great series to replace Army of Darkness versus Hack and Slash. This is my favorite series right now, my favorite mini at the moment. So beautiful, beautiful art. It's about our main character. Their world is run by a guy called the Time Master or something like that, and everything in their life is marked to like the minute. Everything is timed right. Everything is planned out for them, and he always wants to. Our main character wants to step away from the norm, and he jumps on the train at midnight, and he goes on a quest. This is a 6-issue mini. I'm thinking this is going to be the perfect size for it. And it's just beautiful, beautiful story. It's dialogue driven, and it's okay. Sometimes when I say things are dialogue driven, I mean it in a negative way. But a lot of time, and Clockwork Angels is part of this, I mean it in a good way. I love dialogue. I love reading things. That's why I love Watchmen and stuff. I love interaction. Action's cool too, but I like interacting in dialogue and stuff. This gets a 5 out of 5. It's incredible. It's been about time since I read a comic that's been adapted from a novel. I haven't done that in years. I think the last one was, I don't know, I think the Thrawn trilogy. Actually, no, it's The Hobbit. Yeah, there's a graphic novel of The Hobbit. It's actually quite good. It's literally Tolkien's writing with pictures and word bubbles. That's it. Some weirdish art, but I like it more than the movie. With that being said, I just digressed. Next week, my predictions on what's going to be good. I'm hoping Red Lanterns is good. But I'm thinking Amazing X-Men's going to be my pick of the week next week. The Red Lanterns, so Amazing X-Men number 5 will probably be my pick of the week. With a tie for second between Revenge issue 2 and Red Lanterns issue 29. And I'm getting a whole bunch of other stuff. Jeez. I probably won't be picking up the Ash and the Army of Darkness annual. I'm just burnt out on that stuff, so it just might go on the layaway. Might get something else, because my haul this next week is going to be way over budget, and I'm not thrilled with that at all. That being said, I just picked up another comic, and I have another one in plan picking up, and was in April. That's the new Amazing Spider-Man. Not even reading Superior. I'm just gonna go on a limb and do that. Because Superior, I picked up the first 2 issues and I didn't care for it that much. But apparently Goblin Nation or Goblin War or whatever is pretty good, but I don't care. What else is coming out? Oh, we have Star Wars Legacy 2, issue, 13, 14, something like that. It's the best Star Wars series right now, but that's not saying much. But I just feel inclined to collect it until the end, which is coming up real soon. We only have 6 months left. 8 months, something like that. And Tomb Raider, boring. I know I have more, but I'm done. No Eternal Warrior, though. I'm done with that. Anyone wants to buy it, just message me. Or we can do a comic swap for some stuff. I'm looking for some stuff in particular. So just message me on here. You know. Anyway, guys. Have a nice day.